Yeah. Oh. I'll do you right, baby. Good Lord above. When you tell me I'm talking about, good Lord above. Give me some of that love. Terry. What's up, WVON family? You know what time it is. When the time is playing, you know what time it is. That's all I got to say. First of all, welcome. It's been another week. We are back on the 1921 radio show. Yes, the 1921 radio show running live on WVON AM 1690, the talk of Chicago radio. I'm super grateful for this opportunity. Super glad to bring the 1921 radio show. This is for you, the 1921 radio show. What is 1921, JP, you may ask? I was ready for the break coming, man. I came in too early, man. I still got the time. I hope y'all can hear the time playing, because here it comes. Oh, man. Oh, my God. I act like I don't even know my own song. Here it comes. Oh! Okay, I'm messed up. Y'all watching. I'm like, okay, here we go. Here it is right here. Man. Jesse Johnson! Okay, I'm back. I just had to hear that solo. I thought I find my pen. Yeah. WVON, I hope you're fired up. We got a lot to talk about. Shout out to my 1921 Facebook family, regular Facebook family, YouTube, everywhere. We're everywhere. You can't get rid of me. No, I'm sorry. I can't say that part online. No, I would like to keep doing this. But hey, you can listen live now on 1921radio.com. That's right, 1921radio.com. You can listen live right now. And we've got some incredible shows on 1921radio.com, right? We got the Educator Show every Saturday. If you're a mother, a father, a grandparent, you have a grandson, a daughter, a son, a nephew, a niece in school, hey, connect with the Educator Show every Saturday morning. Learning great tips on what to teach and how to work with your child at home. Work together with the teacher. It's a great show. Sandy has an incredible show, Family Tea Time. I know I messed up the title, Sandy, but you know what I'm saying, girl. Family Tea Time. Let's get it all out and talk. Selena Bellows has an incredible show. You heard her earlier tonight on 1921 Radio. Finance. Come on. We're bringing shows that are for you. And then you heard the WGO show earlier. Be on killing it in the game. Listen, we're bringing you information for the community. But 1921 is named to honor Black Wall Street. That's why it's called 1921. That's why we call ourselves 1921 Radio, 1921 Co-working and Incubator. We're the first tech incubator, the only Black-owned tech incubator on the far south side of Chicago. I'm happy to say, and I got to let my investors know, they're going to kill me, but we have 2 apps that are launching very, very soon. It's going to create roughly, we looked at it, about 100 jobs. We're creating about 100 jobs, service positions around 55,000, full-time benefits, everything. Then we have some tech support jobs, help desk, cybersecurity, and some other jobs, things like that. But I'm very excited about that. Reaching out to the mayor's office, so hopefully we get a return call to let them know what we're doing. You know, it's very important that our communities win, that the whole city wins, to be honest with you, not even just the community. It's important that the whole city wins. Because if the whole city wins, then the city moves forward. But if the Black community wins, the whole city moves forward. Whatever I just said. I meant to say, the Black community wins, then the whole city wins. It really does. And so I'm coming to do my part by bringing tech jobs, tech startups, and tech jobs to the community, and also introducing people and interviews. If you're a small business owner, an author, or person, and you feel like you got something to share, we want to hear about it. We want to have you on the show. Um, but I want to know, but I'm looking for businesses who are doing things in the community as well. How are we moving the community forward? You know, I go to bed and I wake up thinking, how can we move the community forward? Everything that I do, I'm trying to do is stimulate Wall Street, 1921. I know Black Wall Street started before 1921. 1921 was when it was destroyed, but a lot of people don't know that they started right back up. They rebuilt Black Wall Street. But before then, I mean, it was a thriving community. I love seeing this one old video of people, Black Americans, walking around in their daily life back in the 1920s, 1918, 1917, 1919, with their own business, hotels, everything. I felt like, we want to talk about critical race theory. Black people need to know about Black Wall Street. We need to know about the critical race theory. We need to know what's going on. And so that's really why I do what I do, because I really believe that we can really help communities, not just in Chicago. I mean, listen, I had to go to Kentucky one time for a training, and it was rural Kentucky. It was a lot of poor, and the guy was saying it's a lot of poor white people there. A lot of poor white people. I mean, they're more poor than in the African American community. It was incredible. And so, the other day I was thinking, like, wow, we could bring the same help to these communities as well. I mean, we can change communities if we make the decision to really focus on that, all right, to be intentional, And so that's really what 1921 is about. That's why I invested in this radio show and this segment on WVOM. But a lot of things, and wanting to be able to give people a platform. I'm happy to announce that today, starting next, well, we're going to announce it today, that, if you could have your own radio show, your own 1 hour show, I mean, a platform, studio, green screen, whatever it is, if you can have your own show, what would you talk about? I would love to know. I would love to know what you would talk about. 591-1690, 773-591-1690. Because 1921radio.com is going to give someone their own radio show. You're going to get a flyer. We're going to promote it, all this stuff. You're going to get your own show. But I would love to know, if you had your own 1 hour radio show, what would you talk about? It could be anything: cooking, food, music, sports. I'd love to get somebody with a sports show to come on 1921radio.com. I'm a sports guy, right? I'd love to have somebody who likes sports and they want their own 1 hour show to talk about sports. All right. If you want to go the Stephen A route, talk loud and scream and stuff, hey, that's cool. You want to be cool with it? That's cool too. But I would love to know, 773-591-1690. If you had your own 1 hour radio show where people could hear it all over the world. We have listeners all over the world. I'm super excited to find that out. We have listeners from all over the world to talk about. Now, we have a lot of things in the news today. So while you guys are letting that marinate and think about, 773-591-1690, 773-591-1690. If you had your own radio show, what would you talk about? Music? Would it be community stuff? Maybe you're like, I'm tired of the community. I would love to know, what kind of intro music would you have? My intro music is The Time, because I love The Time. Grew up with The Time. All right, 777-9311. That's my intro song right there. But if you were able to have your own show, your own 1 hour show, what would you talk about? I'd love to know. I would love to know what you would talk about on your show. 773-591-1690. All right. Do we have a caller there already? Oh, excellent. All right. Hey, you're on the 1921 radio show. Nope. Oh, all right. Caller one. Okay. What? Okay. Hey, you're on the 1921 radio show. How are you tonight? I'm doing quite well. Thank you for listening. I'm sorry? Yeah, I'm doing well, doing very well. All right, I'm doing great. According to you, I'm doing great. I'm breathing. And I just exhaled right now. So, what's your name? Hi, Princess. I love it. So, Princess, if you could have your own 1 hour show, what would you talk about? I love it. Tech and healthy. And what drew you to that? Like, what are you into technology or health or working out or what? Oh, I love it. Okay. That's a good point. Absolutely. Um, oh my, this is on CNN. I gotta look that up. Wow. Okay. hmm I mean, and stay vigilant too, right? It's one thing to know it, to be woke, but but also do something about it. hmm Yep. hmm Absolutely. So you would do health and tech. I love that. Okay, Princess. I'm going to give you a number. Okay. Okay. All right. 312. Um, hold on. I got to make sure I get the right number. I want you to call it somebody. I know, right? I do not want that. Uh, I know. I used to have it memorized. Okay, here we go. Da. That's right. No play, no games. All right. 312 841 3254. All right. And text us your name and your email address and the name of the show because we're going to give somebody their own show starting in September. So we're going to pick which one we think would be great. And I think health and tech is very, very good. Yes, ma'am. So you got plenty of time if you win to get your show going. I, I love it. Okay, Princess. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for listening. Okay, Princess. Thank you. 773-591-1690. I would like to know if you had your own 1 hour show, what would you talk about? I'd love to know what would you talk about. 1921 Radio is giving someone their own talk show that people can hear all over the world. We got a studio, we got everything set up, green screen. Yeah, yeah. If you're a business owner, what would you do? If you're a business owner, would you talk about your own? What would you talk about? So far, Princess has health and tech, and she dropped a few nuggets there on what's going on. CNN, I got to look that up. The AI robots. But what would you talk about? There's so much going on, and people have so much knowledge. Are we just keeping it, or are we sharing it? I need to call Clearly Canadian and get a sponsorship. Man, this stuff is good. I love this stuff. But when we look at what's going on in the world right now, why I'm doing what I'm doing, and when you look at Black Wall Street and what it did and how the amount of wealth that was in that one area, almost the size of Fulton Market. So again, think about Fulton Market downtown between, what is Fulton Market? Halstead, excuse me, Halstead. I think I want to say uh what is that? Man, I can't remember the name. But as far south as kind of Randolph area, kind of that whole Randolph, the Fulton Market, from Halstead to Aberdeen, maybe. I think it's Aberdeen. So imagine that size, full of African American workers, homeowners, building hotels. I mean, you name it, and you look and see what a thriving community that was. And why are we not there now? I mean, it's been 100 years. Why haven't we been able to circle back? Why are a lot of Black political leaders and activists, why are they not talking about this? Why are they not talking about, hey, here's what we did 100 years ago? But now it's oh, you're oppressed and you can't do anything because you're Black and no one likes you because you're Black. I mean, how do we go from we can build our own and grow our own and make it happen to we can't do anything? I just want to know, how did we get there? I'm not there. I don't think that way. I mean, I have a nonprofit called If It Is to Be, and it's really designed to give, and I haven't really talked about it a lot, just a lot going on. But I mean, the whole goal with that is, we help young people, and older people for that matter, really make it understand that if they want something, it's up to them. You know what I mean? If it is to be, it is up to me. And we got these really great wristbands that we give the kids. We're hoping to work with the schools to give them away, but how did we go from Black Wall Street to we can't do anything, or nobody likes us, or we're oppressed and we can't help our own community out? It's someone else's responsibility. I need to know. I swear I've been trying to figure that out. I have my own opinions on it. And the thought process of that leads with that benefits a few, not the whole community, right? So we got to figure this part out. But again, 773-591-1690. I want to know your thoughts on that. But I also want to know, if you had your own 1 hour radio show, what would you talk about? If you had your own 1 hour radio show for a month, what would you talk about? Would you do a training class? What would you talk about? I'm super excited about Catherine's class coming up. Catherine Okoro, she's got a show coming up called Stump the Mortgage Broker, where you get a chance to ask questions to figure out, hey man, how can I get into a home? What can I learn more about lending and mortgage? I mean, man, it's going to be a great show. Tuesday mornings, 11 a.m. to 12 on 1921radio.com. But if you had your own show, what would you talk about? I'd love to know. Let me see. What are we saying on Facebook here? But if you had your own show, what would you talk about? All right, let's see what we got here. Someone says I need, and definitely have to be a change mindset not to be there. Absolutely, Celeste. You're absolutely correct. D-Roy, you watch it, man. I want to know, Lamont, you already got your own show, bro. You have a whole TV show and everything, bro. Step it. I love it. But I would do it. What's up, Jasmine? Hey. Celeste, hey, Mr. Parker. I know, right? I need to know, D-Roy, I need to know what you were talking about, bro. You got a wealth of knowledge, man. I gotta know. Let's see here, Celeste. It's the message that is thrown out there and folks run with it. Gotta have a change mindset, and maybe things happen. It's plenty of opportunities. We just have to do the legwork. Amen to that. And believe we can. The resources are out here. Celeste, you're absolutely right. You are absolutely right. The resources are there. The resources are the people. We got enough people, right? But are we intentional? I sat on a panel, thanks to Carl West, I sat on a panel of intelligent black men, and I shared the reason why we've got so many things going on in the community is that we're not intentional about it. I found a video of a young lady sharing. I can't really share it because she just cursed throughout the whole thing. Which, if she hadn't done that, I would share it. But she basically said, "There's no way we've got all these black millionaires, all these black athletes, all these black actors, all these black actresses, all these black politicians, all these whatever, and the black community is in the state that it's in because no one is making investments in the community. Companies are leaving. I mean, they really are. Companies are leaving. After their little tax break, after their little tax credit runs out, they're out of there. And what did the black community get once they're gone? Nada. Nothing. Right? Nothing. Nothing financially, nothing. There's nothing. It's just an empty building. And then we go marching and we have a press release, right? Y'all can't do this to us. They're already gone. Like, who are you talking to? They're already gone. Talking about y'all can't do this. Well, it's kind of like what we were talking about. That's right. Celeste, you were dead on. You know I'm bringing it up, right? That's what we were talking about. I mean, think about it. We have all these nonprofits. Why do the his black and brown Hispanic, black and brown? why do the small black and brown nonprofits have to apply for grants? How come the community doesn't come together? I said this on the show when we had Augie and I'm having a mental block from Denobi Detergent. Augie and I can't remember, but they've got a detergent. And I said, man, wouldn't it be great? I mean, wouldn't it be great if 5% of the African American population in the city of Chicago, I think the state of Illinois, it's 780,000 from the last U.S. Census, just 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. 5% of 780,000 people. Break out the calculator here. If my son was here, he could do it in his head in a matter of seconds, which is incredible. He's a gifted kid. So 780,000 African Americans in the state of Illinois times 5%, 39,000. Okay, that's high. So we'll lower it. 780,000 times 1%, right? 7,800 people. So if 1% of the African American population were to say, hey, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go to Denobi Detergent and I'm going to buy their detergent every month, $10 times 10, 78,000 a year, 78,000 a month that they could bring in revenue, times 12, 900, almost $1 million in revenue if 1% of the African American community decided to support this one black-owned detergent, all natural, all whatever. They have a laundromat right in Hyde Park. If 1%, when we asked them how many jobs would they be able to create, they said, man, we'd probably be able to create about 10 or 15 jobs. And they'd be able to create like maybe 2 full-time jobs, 50, 60,000 a year, some part-time jobs, but some great paying jobs. If 1% of the African American community, 1921 is about to create a fund for minority nonprofits that do things in the community. Okay, we're going to set it up. We're going to have a board, people over it. We're going to hire someone, and their whole job is to give money to nonprofits. All right, in the community. All right, so let's say out of that 780,000 in the black community, if 5%, which is what we were going with earlier, 5%, if 39,000 black folks in the state of Illinois were to say, hey, I'm going to donate to that fund so that we can support these nonprofits. If they were to $15 a month, that's $500,000 a month that we could give to these nonprofits that are doing things in the community. $7 million. If 5% of the African American community in the state of Illinois were to say, I'm going to give $15 to the 1921 Incubator Pledge that's going to support minority nonprofits in the community. Imagine what we could do with $500,000 every month in the schools, in the communities, in the food, things that are needed. How come there's not a mathnasium on the south side and the west side? How come? But if we put a fund together, we can bring one to the south side, bring one to the west side, where our young kids can learn and get better in math. There's literally a mathnasium in the West Loop, right on Peoria. Right on Peoria. I've walked by there a couple times. I've driven by there actually a couple times. Okay, mostly white and Asian kids are in there, learning math, making sure they're getting great at math. Why is there not a mathnasium in Chatham or Roseland or Inglewood or Austin? Why not? But if we had 5% of the black community, I mean, really 5% is low, but I'm not trying to whatever. But if 5% of the African American community, and I'm going to kick this off, I'm going to be on the news. I'm going to talk about it. And if 5%, that's over $500,000 a month going to those communities. We put a community board, so we figure out, hey, where's this money going to go? What are we going to do? How can we spend? All right, what are we going to spend $500,000 on this month? Would we do it, or are we oppressed, or is it the white man's responsibility to the slavery? Is that what we're going with? 591-1690. 591-1690. I need to hear from you. D-Roy says, I'd probably talk about how to start investing in yourself at a young age and stay out of debt. My man, hey, there's actually a young lady. You need her name is Dorinda Klink. She was on my show. You can read her article on 1921radio.com. She literally has an article that says debt is not an option. So D-Roy, you are not far, my brother. You're not far. Celeste says, politicians, black, we got to do better for our people instead of keeping us in the same place. It's not always about the dollar. Got to really be about the people. Amen. Gary. And then push that number up by publishing a list of black-owned businesses and ask allies also to contribute to start using those products and supporting them. Absolutely. Done deal. I love that. So let's come on, James. I'm here for this. My girl, Celeste, 180 a year. That's right, D-Roy. We spend more for concert tickets and sneakers in a month. $180 a year. And D-Roy, I didn't even want to say the whole price because I didn't want people to freak out. Right? People say, how do you read a book? A few pages at a time, a day. I didn't even want to say the whole $180, D-Roy, because I didn't want to be like, dang, $180. But you're right, $180. We spend that in not even in a month, D-Roy. Like you can spend that in a day. I've seen people spend that on a day getting their hair and nails done before the concert, right? I mean, with 5%, I may just walk around with T-shirts and say, "Where's the 5%?" I may just have some T-shirts printed. I need a T-shirt company out there. What's up, DLV Printing out in Oak Park? Is it Oak Park? Are you guys in Oak Park? I don't know what city it is, but they do all the 1921 printing things. I may start talking about where's the 5%. 5%, we could change a lot of the communities in Chicago, all over really, but we're in Chicago, so we're going to talk about Chicago. If 5% of the African American community were to give, and 1921 Incubator already has the thing set up. We just haven't really pushed it. We just don't know what would happen. But I'm all for it. Now that Celeste is for it, I'm all for it. So the fact that Celeste is behind me, I can do it now. That's my homie. Okay, 5%. I mean, what would we do with? What would we do in our community if every year we had $585,000? What would we do? I asked this question a while ago. What would you do if you had $1 million? What would you do? What if we had 7 million over a year? If every month $585,000, 1921 says, hey, we got $585,000. Community comes together. We appoint some people. All right, what do we need? We need a mathnasium. All right. We need a mathnasium. We need 2 of them. We're coming and teaching math to our young boys and girls. in elementary, middle school, and high school. How come we don't have one? Oh, I'd like to know the answer to that. Looks like we have someone on caller number one. I get her. All right, you're on the 1921 radio show. Hi, what's your name? Hello. Hi, how are you doing, sir? Thank you for listening. Yes, sir. The population, according to the 2020 U.S. Census Bureau, there are 780,000 roughly African Americans in the state of Illinois. And if 5% were to give $15 a month, that would equal about 585,000 a month that we could give to Black nonprofits. Excuse me, in the state of Illinois and Chicago and things like that. That's where I got the 5% from. Oh, well, I mean, we'd be investing that money in the community for things like I said, a mathnasium, right? They're basically a math school kind of thing, right? And other things. Yes, sir. If I'm not mistaken, it is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Our teachers can do so much when they're not only teaching but raising these kids as well, right? And we already know there's issues, right? There's just issues in every community, right? But imagine a spot where kids can go after school. All right, mom and dad may still be working or whatever, but there's a place where they can go and learn different parts of math. Math is what's fueling a lot of things. I mean, we got to get them to read too and use words like grammar. But thank you for your service. Yes, sir. Mm, hmm. Right. Hmm. Wow. Hmm. Yep. They is. Hmm. No, no, these are facts though. They carry that on with them. Yes, sir. Mm. Yes, sir. Mm. Hmm. Yes. Hmm. Sure. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes. Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Yep. Okay. Mm. Yes. I first of all, because we have another call. I love that. I'm going to give you a number to call, sir, and please, it's 312. Okay, all right, yes, sir. 312 841 3254. So what I need, sir, is for you to text me your name, your phone number, and email because we're gonna pick next week. Hopefully, we'll announce who has their own show, and that's a great. So far, we got health and tech, and we got history, and I love history. So I'm a lover of history. So, sir, thank you for calling. We got another caller coming in, and yeah, it's gonna come to the 1921 company. Yeah, yes, sir. So absolutely, sir. And what was your name again, please? It was a beautiful name. And Tumwa. I love it. Okay, I love it. All right, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. James Parker. Parker of the Chicago Parkers. Yes, sir. All right, thank you. Mhm. Hi, looks like we have Susan. You're on the 1921 radio show. Hey, thank you for holding, Susan. Is it Susan? Thank you, Susan. How are you tonight? Doing well, doing well. Actually, no, Princess said I'm doing great because I'm breathing. So I'm doing great. So I want to make sure I take that. Hi, what would you like to say? Hmm. To what? Oh, okay. Where? Please. Okay. 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 Oh, great. All right, I'm going to look that up. No, no. Oh, good. Do I know her? Is it Sheila? Sib. Yeah, I just talked to her yesterday. I just talked. I didn't know that. I literally just talked to her on what's today? Today is Thursday. I talked to her on Tuesday. I talked to her on Tuesday because I own Sheila's killing it. I love it. She I own so 1921radio.com is also a media site where we do publish articles on businesses, right? To give them that exposure. And then no, okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean. We need them, like I said, in Chatham, in Inglewood. We need, where the kids are. Not that a mother or father couldn't get their son or daughter over to Weston, right? So I'm not saying that, but we need one where kids can walk there, right? Where kids can say, "Hey, I got to go to my math. Hey, man, we got to go to this store. Really, I don't have any money, so I don't have any need to be in the store. I need to be over here getting my math done, right? Or focusing on my math." And we need these. We need to find these peer leaders, right? Right now, I can't think of a youth leader that's. my point is we need kids to see other kids going to better themselves, right? To learn. We need to see parents taking their kids, sitting outside talking because their kids are learning more and more about math. And then we need a math nasium. We need a reading nasium. I'm just kidding. Whatever. Yeah. Listen, I was watching during the holidays. There was a Sprite commercial, right? This is a national commercial with an international product, right? Sprite, right? And so they're like da 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 da. It's a Christmas one, right? So the guy starts dancing, and the actress in there says, "What is you doing?" on a national commercial. But she was serious. She was like, "Right, right, yeah, yeah, exactly." I mean, it was like, "What is you doing?" I'm like, "Did she just say on a national commercial that's being right?" I'm like, so these are the things that. But when you look at the music, there's another song called, I don't know her name, but it says "Girls is Players Too." I mean, and they're blasting it. But no, 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 no. You're missing the point. You're missing the point. Real quick, this is how young people are talking though, because that's how they're hearing it. I've been in nonprofit. But they are. And unless the household is different, my kids listen to that, but they would never dare say, "What is you doing, Dad?" or anything, or "Where is you going?" They wouldn't. And listen, I work in nonprofit, and I've worked with a lot of young people. Well, I'm 54, so young to me is 25, 27, whatever. And and so they have my number because we're giving them jobs, and they text like the gentleman Zuberi Intuma said they talk how they text. So I got a text one time that said, "Hey, Mr. Parker, is you having class tomorrow?" So I didn't know what tomorrow was. Tomorrow apparently is short for tomorrow. But I remember that's how she talked in the class tomorrow. Or I'll be there tomorrow. And that's exactly how they wrote it. And so it's okay. Listen, I agree. Yep. Ooh, dang. Yeah. Hmm. No, I agree. Yeah. Yeah, but they don't. Hmm. Yeah. This is true. Oh, I agree. I agree. No, I agree. I agree. Hmm. Right. Yeah. I would love to. I I would love to because oh, exactly. I mean, listen, well, what, Austin, um, you know, but I think that's where what we need in our communities. I mean, listen, I'm not knocking the mayor, but I'm like, you know, you had a press release $500,000 on a basketball park. We don't need more basketball parks. Okay, we don't. We need these other things that are going to help our children move forward. But not only that, what's your name? Oh, Susan. Not only that, Susan, but things that are going to bring about jobs. And I don't know if you got a chance to check out what my company does. 1921. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, but really, my company, 1921 Co-working, our mission is what we do is we invest in tech startups, right? Black and brown tech startups. We don't launch those startups downtown in Fulton Market, which is where 99% of the tech startups launch. Yeah, we're launching them in Roseland, Inglewood, Austin, Chatham, so that those jobs stay there. You don't need a degree for cybersecurity, tech support, or help desk, right? You don't. We're working with an organization that will train people on that. So we'll work with nonprofits in their workforce to identify people so that when we say, hey, we're launching a tech startup, we're launching two, as a matter of fact, in the next 30, 45 days. All right? No, tell me. What'd you say? Yeah, they invested half a million. You know, Susan, we're on a hard break at 10 o'clock. Dang it. If you want to hold on or call back, that'd be great. But I think it's a great idea if they'll let us do it. Anyway, that's a whole nother story. I'll tell you about that later. 773-591-6091 to hear you after the break. We got to take a hard break right now. Come back. Love to keep this conversation going. What would you talk about if you had your own 1 hour show? This is JP, 1921 Radio. Peace. What's up? Facebook family, I need to know. Did you get those ads? Hey, Bragg, don't leave. I'll be right back. Did you get the email? Oh, what's up, bro? I'm like, you're not Titus. What? Oh, yeah, yeah. He was. Well, he and I were talking. He was going to be working with his own stuff. He felt starting to go. Titus, actually, Titus first. Yeah, of course. What'd you say? Oh, girl. So it's like, let me tell you something. What's up? What's up? I'm back. Everything is an abbreviation or some form of text message. Got it. I am not that pure perfection. Art is in the right place. So don't you go and change. I don't know if y'all can hear it at home. When the lollipops and everything, and a little taste causing fire and desire. To the angels down from heaven, and the dead stairs. Come on, system. Hang a sign upon the door. This groove is the way to tell you that I'm so into you. And the feeling so don't disturb this groove. I'm so into you. And the feeling so real, don't disturb this groove. When it feels so real, don't disturb this groove. Oh, I'm singing now. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Woo! Who laughing at me? Birthing center would be nice in our communities. Place for come on, Celeste. Girl, we may have to put you over this money. Can you feel it? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Ooh, baby, don't start the door and turn the phone off. It's time for me and you. Can you ready? Boom. Hang a sign upon the door. Say, don't disturb this groove. That's the way to tell you that into you. Don't disturb this groove. I'm so into you. Bruce Fonville, I owe you a call, man. I'm going to call you tomorrow. Don't disturb this groove. I owe you a call. My bad, bro. But we're close. I need you, baby. But boom, 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 boom. And I need you. Don't disturb this. Hi, Anita. What? All righty. Hi, Anita is watching. Bruce is watching. Bruce, don't kill me. I owe you a call. Cause we're grooving, baby. We're grooving, baby. Boom, 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 boom. And I love it, baby. Love it to you. And I love it, baby. Love it, baby. Love it, baby. And I don't. What's up? What's up, WVOM family? 1921 radio. What's up? You know, I had to bring the old school jam, boy. That song came out in 1987, and it's still cold, still cold. Anyway, all right, we got Brian. Brian, thank you for holding. We were right at a hard break when you called in. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Mm. Mhm, mhm. Mm, yeah. Mm, mm, yeah. Yeah. I agree. Brian, you're dead on. You're dead on. And I appreciate you calling. Thank you for listening too. But I think you're dead on with that because we've got to kids are repeat it's learned behavior in some cases, right? My wife's a teacher and she's hearing kids talk about things that adults would be talking about. You know what I mean? And at 8 years of age, at 7 and 8 and 9, mad at the world, but also having these incredibly adult conversations, about things. Hmm. Mm, wow. Mm, mm, sure. Hmm. Brian, I appreciate you calling, brother. Right, right. You're hilarious. I love it. All right. Thanks for calling, brother. I appreciate it. Yes, sir. Uh, hmm. Mm. Mm. Come on. Yeah, I agree. That's true. Yeah, yeah. Brian, thank you, man. All right, brother. Thank you, man. Thanks for listening. Okay. 1921 radio, 773-591-1690. If you could have your own radio show, what would you talk about? Looks like we have Elizabeth on the phone. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay. Okay. Come on. Come on. Wasn't it? Man. Yep. If you had your own radio show for 1 month, right? Every whatever day of the week, whatever time, you have 1 month, what would you talk about? Mm-hmm. Mm, true. Well, we got all these educators. Awesome. Thank you for your service, girl. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yes. Come on. That's right. Mm, mm, that's right. It is. I'm telling. Listen, my father would tell me, "Son, you are where you are based on the decisions you make." And at the time, I didn't get it. I was like, "So can I go to the party or what?" What are you talking about? Talking in parables, Jesus. And as I got older, and then I got my own family, and I thought about that. I am where I am based on the decisions I make. And what my dad was trying to help me see is that, listen, man, you look in the mirror, you in a position or you're somewhere where first place you got to look in the is in the mirror. Okay, how did I get here? Why am I here? Um, and how can I um and I have to fix it from there, right? I mean, that's what it's all about. Um and and that's why we were going um what we were talking about, why 1921 was developed, right? And why 1921 was created. Okay, we part of what we were doing is we're bringing tech startups to the community, right? So we learned that a lot of times companies are leaving the community, right? So but they're it's minimum. We're coming in with the idea that we want to bring high paying jobs because I get it. Um, I get the point people are where people it's jobs. If I have a better job, then I can do things right. If I had a better this, I can do that right. And so now what we're saying is that hey, if we bring the jobs and they're good paying jobs and there are things like that, then hey, we can begin to change things. But we've got to make a decision, right? We've got to make a decision to do better, to want to do better. So if we bring a good paying job, hey, you got to go the rest, like you said, right? I think it was Susan who talked earlier and said that, hey, listen, we tell you what to do, and then they go home and the parents take care of the rest. You see what I'm saying? So that's part of what 1921 is about. Why we're named after Black Wall Street is because they figured it out. The kids weren't wilding out there. I'm pretty sure there was a couple bad kids, right? But they weren't destroying their neighborhoods, right? Right, but they weren't destroying their neighborhoods. They weren't doing these things. And I get it where I get the point where um hey, things happen, but at some point we've got to start taking accountability and responsibility, right? Uh for ourselves. So yeah. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. Um, but hey, that's what we're doing. We're doing. Elizabeth, thank you for your call. We're coming up almost on the end of the time. Coleman, thank you, Elizabeth. Coleman, we got a couple minutes. Absolutely. A couple minutes. Coleman, how are you doing? Thank you for calling, listening. Hello? You're on 1921 radio. Uh-oh. Coleman, hold on real quick. Oh, we got it. How you doing, Coleman? You're on 1921. We got a couple minutes. How are you doing? What's your comment? Uh-huh. Yes, sir. Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Wow. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. This yes, it's a good point. That's a great point. I agree. Sure. Understood. Uh, Coleman, we have to go right now, and I think you brought a great point of helping our young people understand the implication. But thank you so much um, um, for calling in. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Listen, WVM family, 1920 on Radio Family. I'm out. You got the Dish and the G show coming up right now in about 4 minutes. All right, so stay tuned. Thanks so much for listening. Don't go anywhere. Peace. What's up? Yeah. Still live. Okay. Okay. Hey, how's it going, man? I'm all right. How are you?